Welcome, everyone. Fred Glick here again with Bill DeWeese. Bill, it's been a while. So, how you
It
doing?
has. I'm doing good. You look tanned.
Tanned and rested, ready to
I'm fading quickly. I'm praying for sunshine soon. Dear Lord,
go.
please, please, please. Well, I thought we maybe could start by let me give you just how I ended 2015 since we haven't talked for a few weeks.
Okay.
My goal was to hit $250,000, and the final number was to the
Drum
exact
roll.
dollar, $248,741. So a little less than 1,300 shy of my overall goal. So I think statistically speaking, that's a victory.
I would agree. I think that's a very good number, and I'm sure a number that many people in our voiceover watching, listening community would be, frankly, quite envious of.
Yeah, well, and I think the good news is, I mean, and for those of you who follow my YouTube channel or my emails and my programs and training, um, if you know what I do, you know it's not terribly complicated. It's a lot of work, but it's not complicated. And I really believe that I have not maxed out the potential. And so I think the potential for all of us is really great,
I love the line simple, but not easy.
but not easy, right? It's not complicated, but it takes a lot of work.
Yeah, and I think that a lot of people, getting into this business, from my understanding, being around you and talking to other people, is a lot of people sort of expect it to be much easier than it is.
I think so, and I think voiceover, much like acting, you're really putting yourself out there when you audition and when you market yourself, and it feels personal or it feels like rejection when somebody doesn't hire you, especially after you go 50 or 100 auditions or more, and you don't get hired. Then you wonder, well, what's wrong with me? Well, probably nothing.
Yeah, probably you just have to, get through the learning curve and also understand that you aren't perfect for every job.
Yeah. And you can't take it personally. You have to keep learning, getting better, and working the numbers. Just keep auditioning.
Sounds good. Okay, so now we've sort of caught up on what happened in 2015. So now let's move on to
Yep.
what's happened since the first of the year.
Week one of this year, I did $4,434 in voiceover, which is way ahead than what I did last year. I did $1,800 in the first week, so that was a really good start to my
So in
week.
general, the first week of the year is kind of slow because people are just coming back to work.
Yeah, generally speaking, yeah. So it was really good. I was very pleased with that. My second week, last week, I did $3,718. So it wasn't quite as high as before. And then this week, I'm still hovering around that 3,915 was what I did for this week. So I was looking at the numbers. Last January was not my best month of the year by a long shot. So I'm expecting that things will begin to kind of think people as they get back in their groove and I get back in my groove, we'll do better.
Okay, so why don't you just give us a little
Yep.
bit of a, since it's been, I guess, 3 weeks, why don't you give us a summary of some of the jobs that happened? You don't have to go through
Yeah.
them sequentially,
Sure. Yeah. No. I did some more work for Simple Green. The cleaning products.
right?
I've done, oh my goodness, more training than I can. I mean, I've done training for like Mettler Toledo, who does the big scales, robot safety in the industrial environment, diabetes training for physicians, IT training, like learning security code. I had picked up a new client this week that I did a series of hospital commercials for. And it was really cool because they originally hired me to do two commercials. It was for a local market in Michigan. And right before the session, they said, "Do you have time to do like four more?" I'm like, yeah, I think I can squeeze that in.
Sure.
So it became a very nice little recording session for me. Those things happen on occasion where,
Now, in a case like that, did they give you a fee per commercial? So in other
hmm
words, they booked you for two, right?
yes.
And they said four more. So did that triple your fee?
Not exactly because two of them were brand new commercials, so which that in essence doubled it. But then there were two that essentially I actually didn't record new ones. They were using the same commercial, but they were using it for radio as well as TV. So I got like an add-on bonus for that.
Yeah.
So it ended up being a pretty lucrative session. So that
And how
was
long did that session take?
half hour.
And how much did you make?
So it was like $300 per spot, 12, 13. It was like $1,300.
Not a bad hourly rate.
Yeah, doing local commercials like that at $300 a pop, knock out 4, 5, 6 in 30 minutes. I'll do that
Can't
every
complain.
day.
Can't complain.
Let's see here. Medical coding training. Did some work for Lowe's. Mallory and I I don't know if we're the exclusive. Sometimes it feels like it because we get a lot of it, but we do a lot of the internal training for Lowe's.
Got it.
Driver safety training. I did some engineering software training. I did a cool thing for. There's a big benefit going on in Amsterdam. It's a chef's charity called Dance for Life, and these like top chefs in Amsterdam are getting together to raise money for a cause, and they wanted a big American promo voice for it. So I was their big American promo voice. Don't miss it. What's funny, it's so funny when you work for European clients versus North American clients because the expectations, they have this idea in their head of what the American movie trailer voice sounds like.
Right.
And so they'll
Which
say,
is way over the top of what it really is.
yeah, their perception of what it is way over the top. Because the verbiage they use is excited. Well, what they want is deep and powerful. Yeah, it's funny. So we had to go back and forth on this till I figured out what they wanted. So that was interesting.
But once you did, you made a note to yourself. What clients in Amsterdam they want.
Yeah, and I've done. It's happened before. I should know better by now.
Got it.
Let's do some work for Kaiser on compliance training, just internal training there. I did a direct response ad. I do direct response ad for Kevin Harrington, one of the original.
Well, this is my ex-partner from 30 years ago. Worked with Kevin Harrington and did a lot of infomercials, so I know exactly.
Okay, yeah. I do a lot of his direct response stuff, and I did a ad today for Floaty Pants.
Floaty Pants.
Floaty Pants. It's a party. Of course, you have a party. Literally, the word. One of the phrases was "have a party in your pants."
No, they didn't say that.
I kid you not. But there was nothing inappropriate about this product, so I have no idea why they wanted. Well, anyhow, it's a product. I didn't even see it. I just had the script. But you wear it in the pool so that you don't have to try to sit on a noodle. One of those big styrofoam things. You just float. If you wear these styrofoam shorts, I guess. Party in your pants. Isn't that great?
That is.
So I did that today too. So I just give you an idea of some of the things I've been doing.
So now if you could, now again, I'm asking you to do this on the fly, so I don't know if you can come up with it, but looking at the work you've done since the first of the year, what percentage of it is narration / training versus commercial?
I'd say at least 75%.
75%.
Yeah. Oh, and something else I didn't mention, Fred, is I let go of my biggest client at the end of 2015. By biggest meaning the one that I produced the most revenue for in 2015.
Oh, in 2015.
Yeah, at the end of the year, I just told them that I needed to move on. And the reason I mention this, well, because number one, it's a really big deal. It's a very scary thing for me to do. Because they accounted for about $20,000 of my revenue last year.
Okay.
But they also accounted for probably 25% of my time. So what I was getting from them, I've had them, they've been a client for years and years and years, and they give me stuff almost every day, which has been great. But I'm at a place now that if I want to grow my income, I have to let go of the lower pay clients, per unit, to make time to market and audition for bigger pay clients. And so far that strategy's been working, but we'll see what happens in 2016.
Yeah, but if you looked at it in terms of dollars per hour, they were your probably lowest dollar per hour.
Yeah.
Got it. And not to get too far ahead of ourselves, because of course it's only January, but coming in October in Chicago.
Voiceover Revolution. Yeah. From my Amsterdam friends.
Yeah, we're having a revival of the 2-day event. And so people can look at voiceoverrevolutionevent.com, right? Is that it?
Yeah, that's where we'll have all that information up very soon. It's not there yet, but it will be.
Not there yet. This is why a very advanced announcement.
Yes, you're the first to know it.
Yeah, so if you're listening or watching this is it the 7th and the 8th of October?
It's either 7th or 8th or 8th or 9th. I have to look at my calendar.
Okay, because I'm looking at whether October is 7th and 8th is a Saturday and Sunday or...
you know what? Whatever that Saturday and Sunday is of that weekend.
Right. I don't have it in front of me either.
I don't either.
Clearly, we're not prepared and didn't expect to do this. So, but be checking if you're interested. And this is a live event, so that you'll come in and we'll on Friday night. If you get there a little bit early, from 7 to 9. You can buy Bill drinks in the bar and watch him get all slap happy. And
It's a
and
party.
then,
Well, never mind.
never mind.
I,
Bring the product, would you? So it'll be in the Chicago land area, probably somewhere near O'Hare Airport, and so that's going to be in October. So if you want to, and again, as of right now, that is in fact, it's like a touring group. It's the only live concert event of the year. So so we'll be doing that. So anything else that you learned? I mean, again, why don't you give us some of the things that you sort of thought about and made changes? Obviously, you dropped the one client.
Yeah.
That's an interesting thing that I think people can understand why you did that.
Yeah.
But was there any other sort of mental machinations that you did?
Yeah, there was one other thing that really stands out to me, and that is I've really made a conscious effort to ask for more money on projects. And I'm really, I'm beginning to raise the bar. And that comes, it comes with, I mean, you've got to be able to back it up, number one, with the skills. But also there's a mental mindset and a confidence that, that when you do it, you have to do it with confidence in the way that you ask, the way that you state it. And I'll be honest with you, that's something that's been scary for every time I've done it because I just discipline myself to do it, but it always makes me a little nervous. And so, over the years, I've been able to really lower that bottom level, from $100 or maybe 150 for a project to 200 to 250 to 300. And now I'm really, 400 is like my new minimum. I'm not saying I don't do things under 400, but that's what I ask now. And I get it more times than not. And when I say 400, what am I talking about? I'm talking about like a narration under 4 or 5 minutes. So like a 2-minute explainer video or whatever. when somebody asks, I say $400.
You have a minimum sort of price to get in the booth and do anything for that.
Yeah. And that's the price I'll quote. Now, if that doesn't work for somebody's budget and it's a legit reason, I'll talk about it. But that's what I'm asking, and that's what I'm getting now. Right.
It's sort of like the new minimum wage for Bill DeWeese.
I know. It almost makes you feel guilty saying it when you put it that way. It's like, well.
It is what it is.
When you're self-employed, I guess you can do that.
There you have it. Anyway, thank you very much. And again, thank you for watching or listening. And we will see you again next week, same time, same channel.
Thanks, Fred.